Talks here with the Digital Doctor. Today I wanted to talk about a new purchase that I just made. This is the Kindle Oasis, the 2017 version. It's the brand new one that they released just at the beginning of, I believe, last month. Just got it in the mail yesterday. I had been kind of going back and forth on purchasing it, and then finally decided that I was just gonna take the plunge and purchase it so I could give you all a review. So, for those that don't know me, I am an avid reader. I love reading all sorts of books. I listen to audiobooks. It's basically what I do with my spare time. I've had a Kindle Paperwhite now for 4 years, going on 4. I've had the couple of different generations, and so I wanted to give this one a try. So just to kind of take a look at the hardware first, you got your power button right up here on the top. You have your 2 page turner buttons, if you can see them right here, so forward and backwards, or you can configure them however you like. And then you've got your power button here on the bottom, and that's it. There's no volume button, there's really nothing much else. You got your Amazon logo and then all your little funny things on the side. And that's it, that's all you got. I believe it's aluminum that it's made out of. It's got this nice dark gray finish, fits in a lot with like my iPad Pro. It feels very nice actually in the hand. It's, I believe, actually a couple of grams lighter than the Paperwhite, or 1 gram maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but all I can say is most of the mass is actually focused here on the right. So I'm right-handed and I hold it like this. I could hold this thing for literally hours on end, just one-handed reading like this. The other big thing to remember is it's now actually water resistant. So I can take this thing in the bath, the shower, which I did do this morning, just because I could, no real reason. And sure enough, it's water resistant, so you don't have to worry about getting water on it, which is also something that I absolutely love. So let's take a little dive into the software part of it. So this is hooked up to my Amazon account. So it has, well, you can see now actually it has an accelerometer as well. So if you're left-handed and want to flip it, it just kind of transitions seamlessly. It's really cool actually. So let's take a look back here. The other reason why I wanted to get this is because you can see now here up in the top right of it, it has those little headphones. If you've ever used the app on the iPhone or the iPad, you know that you can buy Amazon books that have both the e-reader and the Audible synced into one and kind of transition back and forth. So this is a book that I'm reading right now. Thanks for the feedback. If I hit the top, touch the top up here, you can see that it brings up the headphones down here. If I hit that, it'll automatically transition me into the Audible book format of this, right where it's picked up on that page, or the top of that page, I should say. The only thing I don't like about this is if you have ever used the Audible app on the iPhone or the iPad, then you know that you can do what's called synchronized reading or engaged reading, or I can't remember what the exact name is. But basically, you'll be listening to the audio and it'll be highlighting the words as you're reading along. For whatever reason, it's not on this version. I have read that it's scheduled to be an update in the future. Immersive reading, that's what it's called. So you'll be able to listen to the audio and kind of see the words on the page as well. Right now, you can either be in reading mode or you can switch to audio mode. The sync up of my headphones, so I use the Apple AirPods, is pretty seamless. Once you hit play, it'll ask you, like, because it has no headphone speaker, right? It'll ask you what, let's see. So they're my Thomas's Apple or AirPods. And so I can just click on them. And if I have them opened, it'll sync to them automatically, because it kind of like pings them and gets them to sync up almost automatically, even if they've been previously synced to another device. Like I don't have to hold the back button on my AirPods. It actually works pretty nicely. And then let's see, those are the 2 big reasons that I wanted to get it. The water resistance, integration of Audible, which I use quite extensively, and then just the fact that it's lighter. It has a new, so if you can't really see on the sides here, maybe if I get the light no, not gonna happen. But it has 2 sensors here now, so whenever I sit, or let's say I turn off the lights, it'll automatically start to dim the screen. And then I've also turned on in my settings, it just kind of adjusts it to your eyes, so it'll dim it slowly, slower and slower as your eyes adjust to the dim lighting. So I've had it for about a week now. I use it, like I said, every night. I always read right before I go to bed, and I've used the Audible quite frequently. The Audible I've been using, on my phone and my iPad for years now, but it's nice to have one device that's kind of just dedicated to both my reading and listening skills when I'm at home, right? So if I'm on the road, I usually use my phone to hook up to my either Apple AirPods or my car. But when I'm at home now, I can just turn this on. If I have time, I can just read a little bit, or if I want to transition to, like, say, do the dishes or whatever around the home, I just hit the headphones, and it's a pretty seamless transition. So, like I said, it's really, the next question that people are asking is like, okay, it's great, you like it, of course you do. Is it worth the $250 that you spent on it? That's a tough question to answer, because it is the best way to read an ebook, in my opinion. This is the best way, right? So if you can look, I have my iPad Pro over here. And this is what people don't understand about the e-ink screens, is the reflectiveness on a screen like my iPad Pro here is such that the reading, you can just see that, look at that. See that huge glare in there? The reading on this thing, on the Oasis, is just so much more pleasurable. And that's kind of a strong word for it, but it's just so much cleaner, it's so much nicer. So for someone like me, that reading is a really important part. It's like my hobby, right? So I don't buy road bikes or cycle bikes or mountain bikes or anything else. Reading is my hobby, and so I feel like I've justified the purchase to myself and my wife in that light, that this is my hobby, and this gives me the ability to thoroughly enjoy my hobby to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's worth it for everyone. If you are an avid reader, thoroughly enjoy the ebook experience and the Audible integration experience, I do recommend this. If you're not, and you're just kind of like, oh yeah, I enjoy reading, but it's not, my thing, then I don't think it'll be worth it for you. So anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I hope you like the review.